Yeah, it's dark.
The moon landing happened, Jake.
Real dad shit, dog.
Don't fuck with me or I'ma fuck with you.
For all the emo sad girl. I want to touch bellies with this man.
Thank you for calling Steam Labs. This is Aaron and this is Jake. How can we help you today?
Alexa, play Tony Bennett.
What did he say?
Huh? What?
Alexa, play Tony Bennett.
Oh no, I'm Aaron and this is Jake. There's no Alexa.
I think you're accidentally calling.
Nicholas, is that you? The Alexa's not working.
Sir, we're not Alexa. We don't work for Amazon, but we're a music podcast.
Do you like music?
You're a what?
A music podcast.
What's a podcast?
Think of like two dudes that are kind of sad that talk about like Motionless in White. I'm sure you've heard of them.
You're both men?
Yeah.
Yes, we're both men.
Yes.
In the same room?
Yeah.
In the same room, yeah.
That's a bit scandalous, don't you think?
Well, I mean,
I can see his knees.
I need some help with my Alexa.
I don't think we're cut out for that specific job, but I can help you find a new favorite band.
Do you work for Jeff Bezos?
No.
Jeff Bezos?
That's what I said.
Yeah. I never got your name, sir. What's your name?
My name is Marvin.
I'm Marvin. My name's Aaron.
Hello.
I can't assist you with your Alexa, but I can help you find a new favorite band.
I don't need a rubber band. I need help with my Alexa.
Well, I mean, I don't really use Alexa too much. I'm more of a Google Home kind of guy, but
I'm at my home. What are you using my home for?
Sir, can I ask you just a quick question?
Are you in my house?
No. We're not two men in the same room in your
I'll
house.
call the police.
Did he say he's calling the police?
yeah, hang up.
Aaron. Hello, Alexa.
Aaron.
I'm sorry.
Aaron, he's calling the police, Aaron.
Okay,
Aaron, he's calling the police.
I'm sorry, I have to go. Nice,
I need help.
Have you fallen? And you can't get
I
up?
lost my heart medicine. Do you know where it is?
Ooh. Yeah, I think you should call the police.
Yeah, actually, go ahead and call the police. Hey, well, thanks for calling Seeing Lads. Have a great day. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend.
Well, that was wild. That was a wild ride.
Are we set up? Oh no, he's calling back. Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, gosh, this is not Alexa.
Yeah, no, we're not going to be able to help you find your heart medication. An emo band to sing you to sleep, perhaps.
Have you ever heard of Glenn Miller?
Glenn Miller? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
He was a very talented young man. He made music.
Okay.
Okay, old music.
Yeah,
All right.
old music.
Let me see.
Hold on, we're going to look him up on Spotify.
On what?
Spotify. It's a music streaming platform.
Yeah, I don't Spotify anywhere.
It's in black and white, so.
Oh, God. Yeah, I think it's a little bit before our time, sir. Hey, but, we have to get ready for our podcast. Why don't you go hang out with the missus?
Who?
Your wife, ask her if she's seen your heart medication.
Oh, Judy passed away 12 years ago.
Oh. I'm so sorry for your loss. I'm so sorry for your loss.
She got hit by a truck.
It wasn't your truck, was it?
Everybody thought I was driving it, but I was on a different bread route that day.
Oh.
That's good to hear.
Listen,
man, we got some albums to review. We got some singles to jump into. I appreciate our fans. I appreciate you calling.
You want to jump into some singles? I did that back in the 40s.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure you jumped into a lot of singles.
You know,
back
Jake,
there.
I think you and
They
Marvin
called
have a
me
lot in
old
common. I think you
smooth
should
lip.
talk to Marvin.
They called me Old Smooth Lips.
Oh!
Ooh.
I want to hear more and don't want to hear another thing at the same time.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I want you to elaborate all smooth.
Do you know Rosie the Riveter?
Well, yeah. I mean, she was in my
She was
history
my
books.
first.
Oh God.
She was very strong. She could
technically
pin
he
me
dated
up
a
against
model,
the
so-
wall without any effort.
Mr.
Oh.
Smooth Lips Marvin over here getting down and dirty with the models.
Yeah, I mean, technically she was a model.
Indeed, she was. She could really work a rivet gun, if you know what I mean.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
All right. All right.
Well, I think you should go clap some cheeks in the nursing
Please
home.
don't hang up. I'm so lonely. My children can't afford the home anymore, so I don't have any friends.
Oh, this just got
This is
sad.
getting really sad.
Can you go back to talking about butts?
About what?
Butts?
Books? I used to read a lot of Ernest Hemingway before my cataracts kicked in. He was
How
my
old are you,
favorite.
Mr. Smooth Lips?
I will be 97 in October, maybe.
Maybe.
Catching up to old Betty White there, I see. I bet you had a thing for her in high school.
Yes, me and Blanche and Dorothy used to go down to the clubs in Florida.
It's gonna be me with Chris Motionless and Vic Fuentes one day. Me talking on the phone.
What?
Marvin, we have a lot to get to today. Thank you for calling. Call back anytime, but preferably call 911 first, just so we don't feel responsible for anything that happens.
The batteries in my Life Alert don't work. Do you have more?
I think you should get those replaced. Shoot me your address. I'll Amazon you some batteries.
What's an Amazon? That was like Rosie the Riveter. She was an Amazon. Wow.
All right,
Yeah.
sir. You have a good night.
You have
sir.
a great night.
I hope you find your medication.
Yep.
I hope I die soon.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. That was a roller coaster.
Let's start over.
All right.
How's it going, Jake?
Oh, how's it going, Aaron?
It's, I'm responsible for the death of an old man.
Sure hope he figured out Alexa. Alexa can call for help.
But he got some cheeks.
Apparently. Models, actresses.
Speaking of singles, we're not going to talk about the singles yet, actually.
No.
We're going to jump right into something that is not a complete thought, I'd say. We're going to jump in a little bit to the new album from Windwaker entitled Hyperviolence. Now, for what it's worth, I haven't gotten a chance to fully listen to this album yet.
Neither have I.
And that reason is not because I didn't want to. It's that I was kind of turned on to them very late, like without enough time to record this episode and listen to the album and take notes. What I've heard, which is about 75% of it, probably, and we've probably heard a lot of the singles and like different Spotify playlists and stuff like that. It's a fucking banger album. Like,
so far,
from what I've heard, it is levels above a lot of the metalcore shit that's coming out right now. It's a newer sound,
yeah.
It's kind of like it has the rock, it has the rap, it has the breakdowns, it has the really clean singing. And I feel like I don't know anything about these guys. I don't know how long this album's been in the works. I think you told me the first single came out a year ago this month, right?
Yeah.
So
July last year.
So it's apparently been in the works for a while, and that song was Siren, correct? Mm-hmm. Which is my favorite song that I've heard by them so far. So we can't really give a full review of this album, but I did at least want to mention it. They're really good. You should go check them out. And I'm going to be listening to that album more. I'm going to throw it in some playlist so it gets shuffled around for sure. Did you have any thoughts on the little bit that you have heard from the record?
No, you pretty much summed it up. It's
It's very modern sounding.
Yeah, it's very modern sounding, and unfortunately these days, like you say, you just got turned on to it. Like I'd heard that song for a while, but these days, if you're not like specifically paying attention, it kind of just washes in with the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
It's hard to stand out.
And the reason this band did stand out, shout out the home team, because they released a new album, which we're going to be going pretty in depth with later.
Well, you are.
They
a fanboy.
They tweeted out, they're like, listen to our album, but as soon as you finish it, go listen to Windwaker's album. And that's exactly what I did, at least partial. I got through most of it, but it's a banger from what I've heard, and I think people should definitely go check that out. Okay, with that out of the way,
you want to do the singles first, or you want to?
Yeah, let's jump into some singles, and then we'll end with the home team review, I think.
And I'll just sit back and
shut the fuck up. You like the album, you listened to it.
I did, but what do you want? Good song.
You know, I'm starting to think AI could do your job. Just mirror back to me what I say.
Of course, from what we've explained.
Type. Mr. AI, how did you feel about the new home team album? I mean, hey, you and I have been playing around with the AI on Snapchat.
I think the shorter, when you kept telling it shorter, that was pretty funny. Asking it about Bill Murray.
Let's play a
Bill
game.
Murray, Johnny Frank's band.
Let's play a game. Let's give the world an example of what we've been doing. I want you to ask the Spotify AI about Windwaker's album Hyperviolence.
You mean the Snapchat AI?
Yeah, Snapchat AI. What did I say?
Spotify AI?
Oh, yeah,
I don't think they have that yet.
So just say, tell me about the newest album by Windwaker.
Is it Love Language? Is that it?
Yeah, no.
No.
That one's the album before this one. Is it not up to date?
Nope, it's not up to date yet.
Damn it.
Aha.
All right, well, let's give another example. This do Collide with the Sky by Pierce the Veil.
Damn, this does do my job better.
All right, so let's
I'll
prove.
read it. I'll read it like it's me. Collide with the Sky by Pierce the Veil is such a classic. It came out in 2012, features some of their most iconic tracks like King for a Day and Bulls in the Bronx. The album's got that signature post-hardcore sound with a mix of emotional and energetic vibes.
I'm going to release a Notes app statement just talking about how Jake has exited the podcast.
I'm just going to sit and stare. You can just act like I'm edited in.
All right, well, there you have it, folks. Actually, AI can do our job better than us. So fuck this dumb little podcast. I guess just go ask Snapchat.
Should I tell it shorter and see what happens?
Oh, yeah. Show them what we did with the Bill Murray.
Shorter. Collide with the Sky by Pierce the Veil is a total banger. It's from 2012 and has classic tracks like King for a Day.
No. Much shorter.
Okay, even shorter. Collide with the Sky by Pierce the Veil is awesome. Tracks like King for a Day are classics.
Nah, it's still too wordy. I'm going to see how many words I can get this bitch down to.
Shorter.
We're still not at Jake level yet.
It's a great album.
Shorter?
There it is. It's what's shorter than that?
So we had to ask the AI to dial back, 3 times to get it to your level?
Yeah.
I love it. But yeah, anyway, Jake and I the other day, we were just fooling around with the AI asking it random shit. Like we asked it like bolt patterns and shit like that on
I was
cars.
asking it all kinds of car stuff. I was like, I'm not needed.
That's so funny. All right. I want to start off with Walking on Sunshine cover by Ice Nine Kills and Real Big Fish. Are you familiar with Real Big Fish?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know that they
for
do
a long time, but yeah,
they're like a ska band that do like the trumpets and the trombones and all that shit.
That's why it fits for Walking on Sunshine, because there's all that.
So I'm gonna say this, and I don't mean to be disrespectful. I could not give two shits about this song when they announced it. This is one of those things that Ice Nine Kills does for fun, and I recognize that.
It is a fun song.
It is. It's a fun song, but like, you know the hype you get when, I don't know, Ice Nine Kills announces a real single, like one of their own songs. It's not there, but I don't think it's meant to be. That being said, I thought it was a pretty good cover.
Yeah, they did a cover, and not in a way that most metalcore bands do covers.
Yeah.
They kind of stuck with having Real Big Fish on there. They stuck to how the song kind of originally sounded, just with, metalcore drums and guitar.
They did have some background screams at the end layered in there.
And it wasn't bad.
No. That's the thing. I don't think we're ever going to get here to this table and talk about Ice Nine Kills released a bad song.
No.
I don't think that's going to happen. Jason's Mom was a banger, and that was just a stupid, fun little acoustic song. So, I mean, what is there to say? They did the whole what's the fucking movie called?
American Psycho.
American Psycho. That was the vibe for the video a little bit.
Yeah. I think that song was in the movie.
It was on the soundtrack.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time, but
and it's on like I guess there's some kind of like comic series thing coming out, and the Ice Nine song is going to be on that soundtrack.
Oh, that's cool.
So, yeah, I mean, Ice Nine Kill's not going to turn down an opportunity like that. So, I mean, we're not going to spend much time on this song, but I mean, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 2.75.
Yeah, I'll give it a 2.5. 2.5. It's probably not something I'll listen to.
Yeah, but if they like played it live or something, we were at a show, I'd vibe to it.
Oh, yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
It's not a bathroom break.
Nah. I'll sing along.
We actually don't have that many singles this week, so this is going to go by pretty quickly. Let's dive into Heart Shaped Soul by Loveless. They released this single a week ago, but I was in Florida. Okay, keep your pitchforks. I'm sorry. I decided to take a break. Loveless also announced their upcoming album, Loveless 2, which I thought was an interesting name. I don't have a problem with it being basic. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, self-titled shit's all right.
Dude, Loveless is taking the fuck over. Like, they're huge right now.
They had that one song blow up on TikTok, and they've been riding with it pretty well.
Yeah, and it's not just like the one song. It's like all their singles that they've released have been bangers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm starting to notice a trend?
What?
I'm starting to notice bands like Simple Plan, All Time Low. Oh God, my brain is blanking right now on older pop punk bands. Neck Deep, even a little bit. I feel like they're kind of getting phased out to the home team. Loveless, Honey Revenge.
Did you see that Simple Plan got a Disney deal?
No.
You hadn't seen that?
No.
Oh, look, I have news.
Jake has brought the news. I don't think the AI would have done that.
Keep going. I'll find it.
So yeah, it's an observation that I think that pop punk is definitely going in a more modern direction right now. And I think with bands like the Home Team, Loveless, Honey Revenge, Stand Atlantic, like those bands are blowing the fuck up right now. And I just think we're in a transitional period for the pop punk era. And I'm here for it. We've gotten like, no offense, I love All Time Low, but we've gotten the same album from All Time Low like three albums in a row now. I mean, it's kind of the same thing with Simple Plan. Neck Deep is a little bit more integrated still, I think, with the scene. So anyway, what?
So I got here.
Okay.
So was it July 11th is when this is posted by Disney. Disney announced the first single from the upcoming album, A Whole New Sound, with Simple Plan's version of Can You Feel the Love Tonight? So Disney is putting out a like reimagined version of their songs.
Interesting.
And the first one was Simple Plan.
Okay, I have one question. How hard did Our Last Night try to get that deal? Our Last Night was at the door like, no. We know you got those guys, but just give us a shot. We've done it. We've done a whole... They did it because they did a whole album of fucking Disney Goes Metal or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
I mean, that's interesting. I don't think I expected that.
You'll have to listen to it later, I guess. They have that. That's like their announcement song is Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
Have you heard it?
Yeah.
Is it good?
It's not terrible. I mean, it sounds like Simple Plan.
Is it something that's going to be in your playlist?
No.
All right.
I'll probably show my wife and be like, hey, look. And she'll like it because she's a Disney adult.
And then it'll never come up again.
Yeah. Not for me, anyway. It might for her.
Are we going to review it?
No.
When the album comes out? I feel like it can...
I'll give it a listen.
Yeah.
There's a chance some band, I mean, it's...
Do you remember when we reviewed Replica by Dayseeker?
If they're going off of this sound and like the way the cover art looked, it could be like a punk pop version of... It's just...
But how pop punk is Disney gonna let them go?
Punk goes Disney. I don't know.
How much free reign are they gonna allow Simple Plan to have?
I'm not sure. Hold on, I'll just pull this up.
We'll get back to Loveless, I promise.
All right.
Don't get us demonetized.
No, I was just gonna full screen it so you can see.
Okay, that actually kind of goes hard.
It is kind of hard.
That album cover is pretty sick. Goofy's over there chilling.
Yeah, posted up on the wall.
Is that kind of like our little photo shoot we did the other day on the stairs outside?
Kinda, yeah. I mean, if that's the sound that they're going for, it could be kind of cool. I don't know.
I'll listen to
the song.
I'll listen to it if they slap a parental advisory warning on the album cover.
I don't think any Disney songs have that.
If you want to gain me as a listener, Disney, you let Simple Plan cook. Back to Loveless. This song's a banger. Just like the last 4 or 5 singles have been bangers.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for this album. I am going to dive into this a little later with our home team review. But the only thing I want to just mention here, because it's happening here, it happens on a lot of different releases so far this year. Why are we getting so many singles and then an album announcement like months away?
Yeah, and then most of it is the singles.
And I'm not even saying that, like, if it works as a marketing strategy to get your band heard while you're still smaller, totally understand it, okay? But I feel like bigger bands have been doing it too. Bring Me fucking did it. And their situation was a little bit complicated, I understand. But is this just the new normal? Are we doing the whole, we're giving you like 3/4 of the album and then you'll have to wait?
It seems that way, yeah.
I'm not a fan of that release strategy.
I mean, that's the streaming era, though.
But if it gets these bands, listened to, I'm all for it. It's just...
It's just the streaming era. You have to, like, have constant music coming out.
Yeah. I guess, because if they didn't do that, I guess they'd have to just release 1 or 2 singles and then drop the album a month later.
Yeah.
And then keep, like...
It kind of gives you a little, like, if you have songs that are fully completed and you're still working on a few other ones, it, I guess, gives you time if you can just drop these and then have stuff for people to listen to until the full album comes out.
I tell you what, though, I remember back, and it wasn't that long ago, where bands would release like one single, then another single, and then the album.
Yeah.
I mean, there were albums that sometimes came out of nowhere with no singles.
That was back when you had to buy CDs.
Facts. All right. So I'm going to give this song by Loveless a 4 out of 5. I really love Loveless. Julian's voice is absolutely huge. And I think Loveless is going to be just as big as All Time Low.
Yeah. I'll see your 4. I'll give it a 4.
Hell yeah. Okay. Let's go in a little bit of a different direction here. Degenerate, the new single by Starset. This has also been out for like a week now, but Florida. I'm in a state with this song where I really don't know how to talk about it.
Overall, it was a good song. I mean, it's kind of Starset sound minus the corpse vocals.
All right, yeah. Well, you opened the can of worms, so let's just talk about it. Can we fucking stop? Just stop. It's ruined one of our most anticipated albums of the year. Let's be real. I mean, that wasn't the only element that sucked. Wage Wars album, unfortunately, but god damn, man. Who asked for the corpse vocals?
I don't know.
Corpse did one song with Bring Me the Horizon, and now everyone's doing fucking corpse vocals.
I don't know how that became a thing. It's like not even it's not a good sound.
It's not. All right. Besides the corpse vocals, because clearly you and I are very opinionated on it. Okay, I can't speak about corpse vocals unbiased. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't even like it when Corpse does it.
No.
The second half of the song picked up for me a little bit. The chorus is good. Starset has good choruses. That's just what they do.
Yeah.
So I was a little bit relieved the first corpse vocal we heard, and then it transitioned into that typical clean metal Owl City style chorus. I love that. But
yeah,
then
I feel like we started listening to it. We're like, okay, yeah, all right, and then we were like, damn it, and then it came back again, and then it came back again. Ruined the song.
It did, didn't it? There's really no other way to say it. Like, take away the corpse vocals, And the last single still levels above this one.
True.
Like, even if the Corpse vocals weren't in the song, I would still like the last one better. That song was incredible. Was it Brave New World? That song was great. So, still hype for the new Starset. Pause for motorcycles. I don't think Starset's going to release a whole album of fucking Corpse vocals. I just don't see it happening.
I'd love to go to another one of their shows.
I'd love to see them for the first time.
Their shows are wild. Bring sunglasses. That's all I have to say if you see them.
The one time I had...
Don't be epileptic.
Yeah, no.
Just don't.
Just couldn't, yeah. The one time I had a chance to see them was in the daytime at Blue Ridge Rock Fest, so I kind of picked another band.
It's got to be like an inside venue where they can make it fully dark.
Yeah. All right, last single of the day before we get into some sad shit. The Cave We Fear by As I Lay Dying. I was so happy when I heard this song. I think when it first started, because you and I were kind of joking about it before we even hit play, about like, I bet you it's just gonna sound like, you guessed it, As I Lay Dying. And then at first, like 20 seconds, we were kind of like, that's exactly what this is. But then something changed, and it was definitely Phil's vocals. Holy shit, he sounds good on this song.
They drug out his vocals a little longer, like right when you thought they would end, like they normally do. Most of their songs have that section of clean vocals, and it's very predictable.
Yes.
And you know when it's going to end. And then it kept going, and it kind of crescendoed a little bit. And you're like, huh?
For the two most predictable bands in the scene, possibly the world, were As I Lay Dying and August Burns Red.
Yeah.
They all sound exactly the same. You can tell exactly where the song's not this time.
Mm-hmm.
I also just thought that Phil's range was a little bit higher on this song, and just like the melody felt more fleshed out. Like it sounded more full.
Yeah.
Like, I think of like a more modern band like Motionless in White. That's the style chorus I feel like we got from As I Lay Dying.
Yeah, it was kind of like a two-part
chorus.
For them, it's like two choruses in one. Yeah, they drug it out it was a 5-minute song. So it was like they just added another part to the chorus a little bit. So, but it was very good for it.
It was very good. And
a nice change.
And don't get me wrong, As I Lay Dying is one of those bands that is very good at making that same sound that they do every song. I'm not saying it's not good because they do the same thing, they keep the same formula. I'm just saying that they're very good at it, but it was nice to see them branch out a little bit with the song. There was an extended bridge. We still got the breakdown. I have one gripe with this song, and I am not ashamed to say it because he's a piece of shit. I think Tim Lambesis' vocals are so washed.
Yeah, they were a little bit.
Like, I just don't think he's the vocalist he used to be. And guess what? I'm not bullying because he sucks. Mr. Tim Tried to Kill My Wife over here be sounding like he'd be spending too much time in the gym and less time in the vocal booth. Without getting into detail about any of that stuff, Phil was the reason the song was good.
Yeah.
And I don't know, who were the musicians in the video, just stand-ins? Because him and Phil are the only members in the band.
Are they?
Yeah, Phil and Tim are the only two band members left. Unless they hired another band in like the last couple of weeks and I just didn't know about it.
They might be like, they get certain people to come. I mean, somebody has to play the music.
In the video, no one had really had to play anything. I guess you kind of do, because musicians will be able to tell if you're just randomly hitting drums versus playing the song.
Yeah.
I just wonder if we went back and looked at the last video, if they're like completely different people or not. I didn't think to do that before we started recording. I really enjoyed this song.
Oh, yeah.
This is probably like going to go in the rotation. And it's because of Phil and because As I Lay Dying's instrumentals are just fucking amazing. Mm-hmm. The guitars, the drums, it's like it doesn't matter who's playing. They do it right.
And they let Phil cook.
Yeah, they let that man fucking cook. I'm going to give that a... Oh, shit. We didn't rank the Starset song.
Oh.
Degenerate by Starset was...
I'll give it 2.5.
I'm going to give it a 2.
2.
Yeah. As I Lay Dying, I'm going to give a 4.5 out of 5.
Yeah. 4.5. That's what I was thinking.
That was our song of the week, I think,
as
far as singles go. Jake, we got some sad news last week. And I genuinely mean, like, I was sad when I heard this. But Our Hollow Our Home broke up. I remember last time we talked about Our Hollow Our Home, and you said, I need to listen to those guys more. I love their music. And that's the only voice I could hear in my head when I was reading their goodbye post.
It's like discovering Danger Kids too late.
Oh, fuck me. Don't even. That's triggering. You've triggered me.
Like, man, this is good. Oh, there's one album. Oh.
No, there's two.
Well, two. I think they're EPs, so not full albums.
No, they're full albums.
Danger Kids?
Yes. They are full albums.
I didn't think there was that many songs.
Yeah, I think there's like 11 or 12 on each song. Or on each album.
You sure?
100%, bro. Danger Kids was my shit. He's going to look it up anyway. The Blacklist and...
Collabs.
Collabs.
Oh, 11 songs. Yeah, you're right.
I didn't pull up the article or... What?
Nothing. Fine, that's why you're the nerd. Jeez.
See, I was actually... And part of me was like, let him be right. Let him have his moment.
No, I'll go fuck myself. It's fine.
You can leave your AI on the table when you walk out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't have the article or the post pulled up. Honestly, I don't want to read facts or talk about it. The general situation was that the lead singer, I believe his name is Tobias, he had an issue before or not an issue, but like his band left before and he replaced the whole band and was like, we talked about it a few episodes ago, but he like basically pulled the band from the dirt, carried on. The whole band left again. So he explained in his post how he was like he had like a lot of people die recently, like his mom, and I'm not using his words here, but it sounded like he was self-admitting to be kind of insufferable. And so there's a little bit of a Johnny Craig situation there, it seems like, which drugs versus death, you can't make that argument. I mean, he might really be going through it, and it's okay to just be not great to be around in those moments. That all being said, I wish Tobias the best. They are still releasing their album that we have 2 singles for right now, and we will be reviewing that album on the show. And God, fucking rest in peace, Our Hollow Our Home. I mean, that is just that was a sad one for me. Oh, the good news is though, you still do have songs coming out that you can listen to.
Yeah.
Another thing is I feel really bad because I can't remember his name now, but one of our previous episodes where we did talk about Our Hollow Our Home, there was one comment on the video, and it was from the guitarist thanking us for our kind words about the song.
Huh.
So, I mean, I don't know, man. It just kind of fucking sucks.
Why'd you look down there?
You're going to think I'm losing my mind, but I thought I saw a cat.
Fucking what?
A cat.
I was like, please don't tell me you just saw a spider and you're not going to tell me. Fuck. There's another one in the same spot where I killed one earlier.
Oh, that's a big one. Fucking Dotson.
They're not good at disposing of spiders, apparently. Hang on.
Break for spider.
Oh, he went in. He's inside of it.
Oh, in the wall?
They're in the walls.
Bro, don't tell me that.
They're in the walls.
Shit.
Yeah, it's in the wall.
Or can we seal that hole? Put a nerd and gummy nerd.
I wonder if it's the same spider that's usually over there.
Yeah.
And he can go all the way through.
Back to the garage.
I'm here now. Hopefully I scared it in there and he's going to stay in there.
Are you genuinely concerned right now? Just keep in mind there are 2 tables here now that you have to get through.
Yeah.
The home team have officially released their new album, The Crucible of fucking Life. The Crucible of Life. Fucking I add. Good fucking God, man. This album is so good. This is that moment where you have as a fan where it's the first album that comes out while you're a fan. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when the home team released their last album, I hadn't discovered them yet. So when I discovered them, they were like halfway through that album cycle. But this is like the one I got to be here for, you know? I have notes, but I'm just going to talk freely for a second. The home team are going to be possibly the biggest band in the scene. They know how to chunk. They know how to be groovy. They know how to be relatable. And they offer up a different sound than a lot of bands are doing in the scene right now. Because they're not afraid to be like too mainstream sounding. And then they just add chunky guitars on top of that. And I think that is so valuable. Let's get the cons out of the way. I have 2. Number 1 con. There was too many singles out for this album when the album came out. And that's not a diss on the music or the artist, because I'm sure it was a record label decision.
I think you just have a problem with singles.
Me? I don't have a problem with
them. It seems to be your normal, your go-to for things I didn't like.
Listen here.
The singles. Too many singles.
It's not that I love the song.
We just had this conversation just like 5 minutes ago about the singles.
Right. That's why I said I was going to bring it up again during the home team review. It's not that I don't like when the singles come out. Of course, I'm fucking happy about the singles. But it's that when the album comes out, I only have 4 or 5 new songs to listen to, you know? Again, that has nothing to do with the band, the songs. It's more of a record label decision, I'm sure. But the good news here was the singles weren't even, like some of them were, but some of them were not the best songs on the album. Second con. There's a couple of the songs that are too short. Like, I keep thinking...
You keep looking behind me. That's fucking me up, dude.
I would tell you if I saw something. Do you think there's just like thousands of spiders?
Don't fucking say that, dude. Nah.
A couple of the songs are too short, and I'm not talking about the song that is 56 seconds, because that song I think was meant to be short. There's a few of the songs that are like 2 minutes and 20 seconds, 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and I'm like, I want more. These songs are so good. I just want it to keep going, you know? Both of these things I just listed off are very nitpicky and don't really fucking matter. Okay, I just feel like when I'm talking about an album, I have to find something that I don't like about it. Because other than those 2 things, this album is pure gold. Track 1, Turn You Off. Very good intro track for the album. They also did the most home teaming thing possible, because they added like a transition, and there's actually 2 transitions at the end of this song. There's one where it goes from like da 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 da, and then I'm not explaining this well. It gets more bouncy, okay, at the end, where some of the instruments are kind of honed in a little bit, and there's just like a fucking kick drum with like maybe a few strings. It is the most home team thing I think the home team has ever done. And they had transitions similar to this on the previous record, but it was just very refreshing to hear that kind of stylistic choice pop up again. This is one of those bands where this album is going to be levels in popularity above their last 2. And it's one of those bands where those other 2 albums might get kind of lost in the dust as we start to release more albums. The set lists are going to start, not including those songs as much. It happened with Dayseeker. I watched it before my eyes. So I enjoyed their previous albums now a lot because I don't want that to happen. That being said, this album is going to be huge. It already is. And to see them still using things like that in the new music makes me happy. I'm not familiar with the artist that is featured on Love & Co., but they, him, her is called Intervals. And I believe it's a guitarist. It fit so well in that song. It was a sick fucking solo. And that's another thing that the home team has brought over from their previous albums into this. Because if you remember, on the last album, they had a song called Danger. And it featured Jeff from Veil of Maya. There was some guitar work, and I think there was also some backing vocals from Veil of Maya as well. So that seems to also be a reoccurring theme where we're bringing in guitarists from other bands to do like a moment on the album. I thought it was pretty fucking sick. It worked really well on here.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a little different than what normal people do, like normal bands do, because normally you bring in a vocalist for a vocal feature. They're bringing in other instruments to give it that extra little bit of flair that it wouldn't have had otherwise.
For sure.
So like somebody from another band that doesn't really play that style of music, and you get a little bit of, heavier guitar riffing.
Yeah, because no one expected fucking Jeff from Veil of Maya to pop up on the last Home Team album.
That's pretty hardcore shit.
Yeah. But, so that was great. I loved that feature. I love that song. This is the second iteration of Broadside and the Home Team on a song together. Their last one was on Broadside's album, and it was entitled Cruel. And it was a fucking banger. It featured Brian from the Home Team. So, that being said, Somebody Else's Face featuring Broadside just so happens to be my favorite song on the record, I think. I have seen, the first time I saw Broadside or the Home Team was together. I saw them playing in Greensboro. It's my first time ever hearing either band. Chad drugged me to that show. I didn't really even want to go. And I got to experience two of the best pop punk sets of my life. So, naturally, this song is really good. And this song has a lot of good guitar work in it, too. The end, I'm pretty sure, just fades on a fucking chuggy riff. The line of, I don't think I can fuck you, even though I still love you, was, I first heard that, and I was like, I don't think I've ever heard Brian say the word fuck. So it was kind of jarring. I don't know why. It just was like, okay. Okay, we talking about fucking. So all squeezed out being under a minute is actually genius, and that has nothing to do with what I was saying about how some of the songs are too short. I think that was a really cool thing that, again, not a lot of bands are doing. And instead of doing like this weird instrumental interlude, they actually made a 56-second song, and I thought that it was really fucking good. It's a good transition between the song before it and the song after it. Not that much to say about it, but I liked it. I thought it was good. All right, and then Walk This World With Me, which was a single. It was the last single that came out. Is a formula that should definitely be used again. The Home Team has had a couple slower songs here and there. Like, I think of Sales off their previous album. And then there's another one. I can't remember the name of it right now. But this is their best example of a ballad, if you want to call it. It's a very like slow, sweet song. And I think they did it really well. Some standout tracks for me: Brag, Love & Co., Somebody Else's Face, Walk This World With Me, Hell, and Loud. Once again, pulling a Bill Murray, and we got half the album on my standout tracks. I actually had to cut one from the list because it was too long.
It's too long.
Brag was the second single on the album. It's a fucking banger from start to finish. It is just a good, solid Home Team song. Love & Co., that guitar solo is sick. The chorus is great. And I just think it stands out because it's at the beginning of the album. And I feel like I think it goes the intro track, Brag, and then Love & Co. And I think Love & Co. is just, it's in the right spot on the album. Somebody Else's Face, I covered in detail already why I love that song. Walk This World With Me. And then the one that I do want to give a little extra conversation about is Hell, because that was the third single that came out. And it's probably the heaviest song on the album in regards to guitars and like drums. I fucking love that song. The Home Team does their heavy pop sound so well. And it would be stupid to not mention that Issues, we recently lost Issues as a band. Brian did their going away, their farewell tour, filling in for the fucking asshole that used to sing for them. And Skylar from Issues, I'm pretty sure, I'll fact check this and put it above if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he produced and co-wrote this whole Home Team album. I do not mean this in any disrespectful way towards the Home Team. I really feel like the Home Team could be a reincarnation of Issues, because there is a very similar sound there.
Yeah, I can see that. Oh.
And it's like the scene really did lose a huge band when we lost Issues. And like seeing Brian at that, they live streamed it on Veeps. Seeing him at that farewell show just made it so much worse because it was like, man, they're still so good. Why'd he have to go and fuck everything up? But, you know, I think that the Home Team is a band you should listen to if you miss Issues. Because I really think they encapsulate what Issues used to be very well. Plus, the Home Team has their own, you know, signature too that's different from them. So that, I mean, when I look at it that way, if I'm feeling Issues and I'm feeling new music, the Home Team is the perfect band to go to for that. Yeah, I really enjoyed this album. It's definitely going to be in my top 5 of the year. I'm just going to put that out there now. I mean, it could be top 3. It might be number 1. You know, we never know.
Yeah, I just need to keep listening to it.
Yeah, so you have been very busy.
Yeah, I've had a lot going on lately. Haven't had too much free time, and then the free time that I have had has been going to other things. So,
but I'm assuming it's going to end up being in a lot of your playlists. You're probably going to do it for a while.
And Home Team has already made its way into the, you know, like auto-generated playlist that I normally listen to.
Yeah,
but I do really need to go in and like make my own, because the Spotify auto ones just kind of play the same shit over and over again. It doesn't really give you new stuff in there.
Yeah, is it okay? Let me ask you something. Well, no, let's finish this up, and then I'm going to ask you a question. The Home Team album is fucking phenomenal.
Out of 10.
I know.
Out of 10, Aaron.
I think as of right now, keep in mind I've heard the album in full 4 times. I'm going to listen to this album a lot. Oh, another thing to note, it's a short album. It is easy to get through. It's a solid half an hour, and that's it. So give it a few listens if it doesn't work for you on first listen. I'm going to give it an 8.75 out of 10 for me right now.
I think I'll go with an 8.
8, okay.
Yeah, it's very good. I need to, you know, still listen to it more. It's a sound that's still growing on me.
Yeah.
Still not 100% because sometimes I need
heavy.
I need more
Sad.
anger. Yeah.
Anger.
I need more anger most of the time.
Jake speaks anger.
Especially at work. If I'm working and I have something playing in the background or I have like a headphone in, I need more anger to keep me motivated. But if I'm just driving or, you know, doing something kind of laid back, like something around the house, I'll play the Home Team, stuff like that. But yeah, if I'm trying to stay focused, it ain't it.
I think it's fair to say that a lot of people in our scene might not understand. It might click with them at first because it is so lighthearted. Mm-hmm. And not to say that some of the subject matter in these songs isn't deep, but like one of the songs, Roommates, is legitimately, and I'm hoping I'm interpreting this correctly. Correct me on Twitter, Home Team, if I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure it's literally about a roommate and having a bad roommate situation and how that person needs to go. And they can't live with that person anymore. I mean, very relatable shit, but it's not as deep as like the other stuff we listen to, the other side of the coin. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm just driving around in Florida, living up, you know, whatever, I love having that shit on.
Yeah. I listen to it a lot while I'm riding my like motorcycle.
Yeah.
It's like very lighthearted. I'm having fun anyway, so.
Yep. Sometimes metal can get fatiguing too. That's the other thing. Someone's screaming at you 24/7. You might want to switch over to a Home Team or Honey Revenge or a Stand Atlantic. You know, it just is how it goes. That's why we need different sounds. So 8.75, 8 out of 10. Fucking amazing album. Go listen to it over and over and over again. And I'm going to say a date. I'm going to be proud of myself if I'm right. Home Team, I will see you on July 21st in Charlotte, North Carolina. And I am hype. Okay. This is something that I've been struggling with, and I don't know why, because it's such a stupid thing to struggle with. For the last year and a half now, I've been debating about making the switch to Apple Music. I've been with Spotify since 2014. So all my playlists are still there. All the top 10s. It like I don't know. It's weird, right? Because it almost feel like it's grown into, or I've grown into it. It's grown into me. Whatever.
It's really hard to switch music services. I did it once because I'm actually
switched to YouTube Music, didn't you?
Yeah, I switched to YouTube Music because I pay for premium anyway. And back then it was like a package deal. It's not anymore.
So dumb.
But
it honestly,
I got grandfathered in, so I still have it, and that's what my wife uses. She exclusively uses the YouTube Music. I use Spotify, which I don't pay for. I'm on somebody else's. One of my friends has a family plan. He's like, I got an open spot, so you can use this. I was like, sure, fuck it. So
I was actually going to ask you that, or more tell you, if they still had that deal, the premium and the music for this, like the same in the same bundle,
I would finally pay for YouTube Premium.
I would definitely have both, but that's not an option.
And I will say, because my wife we both used the same YouTube Music account. It would throw everything off because at the time we didn't really listen to the same music. I couldn't do. I'm sure you probably couldn't do a shared account with your wife.
Well, I had a shared account, my Spotify account. I shared with my sister for like 4 years.
I remember that. It would get thrown off.
And it would fuck up my like top 10 songs at the end of the year bullshit. Yeah. And I would be like, fuck.
Yeah.
At some point I ended up being like,
because the YouTube Music has the thing called the Super Mix, like one of the auto-generated playlists or whatever.
Yeah.
And it just takes like all of the music you've listened to. So if I would do that, there'd be a lot of music in that I just do not listen to.
Right.
But
Apple has lossless now.
Yeah.
And I do pay for 2 different music subscriptions already. I have Spotify, which is my everyday, all the time.
Well, didn't you just get a new phone? So shouldn't you have like a trial for Apple Music?
I think so. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't looked that far. I haven't even committed that far to even look yet, Jake. That's the thing. I'm holding on to this Spotify subscription, but it's like lossless. And I have in-ears now that I can actually use for lossless. I have an amplifier that I can use for lossless audio. So like, I don't know. I've thought about it. I pay $20 on top of my Spotify subscription for Tidal. Because Tidal has true lossless. Well, true is relative. It's not actually true lossless, but it's the highest quality you can get on digital. And I have that in my computer because I have my headphone amplifier and I can listen to it through my nice headphones, but that's the only time I use it.
But it's included with Apple Music.
Lossless?
So the lossless. You don't have to pay extra for it.
Correct. I don't know how well Apple Music integrates with Windows, though. That was the other thing. So I don't know. I'm being a bitch about it.
You might be able to get a trial out of it.
That's what I'm thinking I'm going to do is if I get a 30-month trial, I'm going to use one of those
30
apps.
30-day trial. Yeah.
What did I say?
30 months. I was like, fuck yeah.
God damn. I'm going to use one of those apps that like helps you move over your playlists. And apparently it also helps them figure out what you like to listen to. So I thought about trying it.
Yeah. When I was setting up my Spotify for the first time, like when I first went back to it, when it goes through the whole pick these bands or artists, it took me like half an hour, dude.
Dude, fuck that.
Because it kept like, every time you click one, it'll pull up like 5 more that are like just like it. And you're like, all right, do. And then there's more. All right, do.
I'm sorry. With how far AI has come, I should be able to move everything about my Spotify to another streaming service.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure there is a couple apps I'm going to try, but I'm not going to sit there for a fucking 2 hours just going through artists trying to build up what I had. That's not happening.
Yeah.
And in a car, it doesn't matter because car stereos aren't meant for lossless audio. Like Spotify and Tidal sound exactly the same.
Unless you're driving like I've been in some nice cars.
Uh-huh.
I had to do work to a like brand new 2024 Escalade.
Oh.
The stereo in that was ridiculous.
Oh, like way overpowered for no reason.
Like it sounded beautiful. I purposely found like a classical station on XM just so I could, because classical music is like the only thing where you can get like a full range.
Yeah.
Like all these instruments you can, and God, it was so good. I don't even remember who makes that stereo for Cadillac, but
so transitioning here for a second, I've recently gotten heavily into vinyl.
Okay.
Because vinyl's making a comeback. Let's be honest.
It's Yeah, it's been there for a few years.
Yeah.
The hipster movement. The hipster movement has broadened, and now vinyl's back.
So remember how I said earlier how lossless audio is relative because on digital, there's only a certain level of lossless you can get. Supposedly, and this is a hobby I'm diving into and probably going to spend way too much money on, if you have the best needle, the best turntable, the best amplification, and the best speakers, that with a vinyl record.
Yeah, just get a gramophone.
I don't think so. But supposedly that is the only true way to get lossless audio. Now, with my current setup, that's not the case.
I can help you find a setup like I had.
I don't have the money right now. But
that's the thing. The stuff that I had,
I know.
Can find at like garage sales.
Bro, Jake tried to get me to buy
$10.
Jake tried to get me to buy his like tower speakers he had for his TV, which would have been perfect. And you even had an amplifier stereo with it.
Well, yeah, the whole receiver, it was a 300-watt receiver.
Yes,
you could run a whole house on that.
I kick myself for not buying that from you. But anyway, what I have now is I have one of those 6-in-1 systems, which is a tape player, AM, FM, CD, and cassette player. That's 5. There's got to be Bluetooth.
Nice.
Was 6. And I have that system, which is a really cheap speaker, and then I have that now routed to a 2002 Bose acoustic Soundwave, which I know 2002 probably sounds like trash. No. Bro, it sounds so much better than speakers that come out nowadays.
Yeah, that's classic Bose.
It's an all-in-one system. It's a heavy bitch.
Because Bose is really good now, but back then when they were like trying to make their name, like making their name currently, they were like the best in the market in home audio.
And the most expensive.
Yeah.
So the all-in-one system that I'm talking to you about, it was $2,000 brand new. That's when my stepdad got it because I got it from him. And bro, it sounds so good. I mean, you heard it today. I showed it to you. For an all-in-one system with having a separate, like half of it is mids and highs and half of it is sub-bass. Like you put your hands next to it, you feel the air. So it's got really, really well-optimized speakers. And it's the same speakers that were in it in 2002. So for it to still sound that good is pretty fucking impressive. I'm going to probably blow them out.
Yeah, that's the thing with the big speakers that I had. It's all replaceable. Like you could blow them bitches out and then go on Amazon and buy whatever style you want. You could go up in a better speaker. You could just put the classic paper cone back in it because that's what most of those had in them, which deteriorate over time. So if you find a cheap set, probably going to have to put speakers in it.
Yeah.
But it's super fucking easy.
So I priced out a true lossless system with vinyl. $12,000. Because, and hear me out, apparently you can get an upgraded microphone that picks up the needle hitting the vinyl. The best version of that you get is like $400. The microphone is another like $300. So you got needle and microphone. Then the actual turntable itself, you get an expensive ass turntable. That's like $2,000. Then you upgrade the belts to make them more consistent in their speeds to make it so they don't like, you wouldn't notice it unless you're really looking for it. But there's so much to it. And I'm getting really nerdy. We're losing people here. Okay. But
I bought a 2014 Volkswagen for $12,000.
Exactly. That's why I'm telling you I'm going to spend way too much money on this. But vinyl's cool as fuck. Like, even if you just got yourself like a cheap all-in-one inclusive like record player on Amazon, it's cool to watch the little grooves on the record and you're like, that's music. You touch that in the right speed at the right place and it makes it's king for a day. You know? That's fucking sick. Anyway, that's all I'll say about that. I've gotten into it. So I'm buying vinyl, I'm buying used, I'm buying new, I'm buying variations. It's fun.
Just another hobby that you don't need.
Seems to be just the...
At least your hobbies are way less broad than mine are. I have too many.
So here's the thing. I before this, my issue was cars. I got bored with the car. I'd get a new one.
I will say it's cheaper than doing that.
Which I'm not doing anymore. So when I got bored with the car, I had to move on to something else. And now it works because I love music. So
yeah, I've kind of cut cars out too.
What if we printed a podcast episode on vinyl? Do you think Kevin Hart has like his fucking shows on vinyl? Because they're on Spotify.
I don't know.
Like, what is it?
This podcast episode on vinyl. Some shit that you don't really want to listen to twice.
No. All right. Well, I think we pretty much covered everything this week. We had a long break, but we're back. And don't really know what comes out next week, so I'll have to wait and see.
Something special, maybe.
Is that next week?
I don't know.
We do have an interview coming up in the next couple weeks. I don't remember what day it is. I'd have to check.
Let's talk about the other special thing that nobody knows about. We never really talked about it at all.
What special thing? Why are you over here trying to give shit away?
You gotta tease it a little bit.
No,
Come on.
I liked you better when you weren't talking. No, I'm just kidding. Yes, we do have something very special planned. When you listen to this, it'll probably be out soon. There's one last finishing touch we need to do, and then it'll be out.
It's a lot of production into it.
We put time into it.
Yeah.
This wasn't just sitting at a table talking about music.
This took a while.
It did. Keep a lookout. It's coming. And yeah, we'll wrap there. Did you finish your nerds?
No.
We can't finish the episode until the nerds are gone.
There's a lot left in. You know.
Oh, fuck that. Bye-bye.
Bye.